What's up, guys? We're back here, Dragon Quest of the Stars, and there's a new Metal Slime equipment banner. The old one has disappeared, so let's take a look and see what kind of gear we get in here. If it's any good, if it's better, if it's worse, if you should pull on this banner. So first up, in the getting started tips, it was recommended that you pull on a Metal Slime banner to get Metal Slime weapons so you can kill the Metal Slimes and gain EXP really quick. Well, with this being the only banner, you are kind of forced to pull on this banner. It is still highly recommended that you actually pull on the Metal Slime banner if you are just starting the game out. But let's see, if you've already pulled on some of the other banners, if you already have Metal Slime weapons, do you want these things? So we're going to take a look at the stats and abilities, and this is all my personal opinions. There is no guides or tier sheet on weapons and armors that I know of currently. So let's take a look here. Some of the most important aspects of this game are how many skill slots and the rank of these skills. So if you notice, this staff is the first thing in the items. The Metal Slime staff, it has Kaboom as its main skill, which if you click on that, you can see how powerful it is. It doesn't give you an exact, information like on other skills, but it just says it's a advanced bang type attack spell. And Kaboom is pretty much the strongest version of this. There might be an S version later on, but as of now, I don't think there's anything, above Kaboom in power-wise. So then they also have Metal Trapper. This is going to be your Metal Slime killing ability. So it says prevents Metal Slimes from fleeing for 2 turns. It's very important. So it's a really cool effect right there. You can prevent them from running away, which means you're going to be able to kill them with all of your other attacks. You can also have another attack spell slot at A rank and then a B rank support spell. So this is a really powerful staff. And this would be a great weapon for a sage who can dual cast, who can multicast, abilities. And when you're multicasting as a sage, you do want attack spells. So having Kaboom and then another A slot is great. If you get multiple copies of this, you can see down at the bottom right, you can evolve and make them better and stronger. Most likely, you're not going to be able to get multiple copies because it's very rare to actually pull these. So we just like to look at these and see what happens with these evolutions, but don't ever really anticipate unless you're wailing out and spending a ton of money to actually get this stuff and have it happening. So you can see pretty much you gain an additional support slot, and at max evolution you get down there and it goes all the way up to B rank there. So you have 2 support spells at B rank, you have 2 total attack spells, and then you have the A rank on this staff only ability. Overall, really, really cool staff here. I personally really like this. It is a very, very powerful staff. Let's take a look at the Metal Slime shield. So I actually have this shield. This is the same shield as the last banner. It's a pretty decent shield. Spell protection, nothing really crazy, nothing like, oh my god, that's an amazing must-have shield. So we have this Metal Slime Coronet. Yeah, I'm going to butcher a lot of these things. Instant Accelerate. This is pretty cool. So you cast Accelerate when the battle starts. So that's going to increase your speed. And then Critical Guard High. So what you're going to notice in this banner, there's a lot of abilities that actually say high, which means they're pretty much the best abilities that we've seen on weapons and armors, which that is going to overall make this banner just really, really worthwhile to pull on. So here's another one example. Metal Slime Robes Top and Bangalore. If you can get this, it's going to increase all your bang spells by 10%. And then at max level, which is pretty easy to do, it's going to get all the way up to 30%. So you're ideally wanting to equip this with your Metal Slime staff so that you have more power on that bang spell. And then you also have spell damage by minus 10% at max level. So a pretty good ability. Pretty good, upper piece of armor right there. Next up, we have the Robe Bottom. So you get dodge rate up to plus 18. So we're not sure if that's 18% or just 18 points. Don't know how that stat works out. But here's what I'm talking about. It also, on your bottom here is for healing. it gives you magic healing plus high. So you're going to get a total of 30 magic healing when you have it max leveled. And this is a high ability. So like I said, it's the best kind of magic healing buff that we can get right now. This would be more geared towards like a healing class, cleric, superstar. Next up, we have the Metal Slime Whip. So it's got a special ability, 160% at max level, 3 hit attack, 10% chance of raising user's agility. Target random enemy. So total, it's going to do 480% when you add all these together. And if there's only a boss, it's going to hit the boss obviously 3 times. So it's a pretty strong whip ability. The metal ability here, 5 hit attack, guarantees at least 1 point of damage. So overall, this is a very decent weapon against metals. You're going to get 5 points of damage guaranteed. It's also got a B rank attack spell slot, which is quite interesting. So it's more geared towards like a hybrid class. And then a C support spell, which is great because it's going to have some healing. Let's take a look. In one evolution, you get all the way up to A rank attack spell, which is cool. It's possible that might happen. And then look, if you get a little bit more, all the way up there. So definitely the whip is a good weapon. The dagger here. 250% 2-hit attack with a 20% chance of raising agility by 30%. Target random enemies. So once again, on a boss, that's going to hit the boss, obviously, because there's no other enemies. His metal attack. 2-hit attack guarantees 1 point of damage against metals. 60% potency, 2-hit attack against all other enemies. So again, these are metal abilities. You don't really use them for anything other than metal farming. And then interesting here, A and C attack spells. So you definitely can use this as like a sage. And we'll talk about this. There's certain preferred weapons for each kind of job class in the game. And they want to use certain weapons and armors. So the fist. 460%, 25% chance of raising critical rate. Ooh, I like that. So the critical rate is really, really cool. 3 hit attack, 1 point of damage on metals, and then 10% chance of raising critical rate. So overall, the fist isn't like nothing crazy. I do like the asteroid fist ability. Metal Slime Fan. As you can see here, wow, 500% with a 30% chance of raising dodge rate. That's a very high multiplier right there. That's one of the highest multipliers that I've seen so far. So it guarantees 2 points of damage against metals. And we have Metal Slime Hammer. And this is actually the last of the new items. So max here, 480% attack with 25% of raising user's attack. So that's definitely a nice ability right there. Unfortunately, look, it only has 2 slots, so it's definitely limited here. Inflicts 2, 7, 10, or 15 damage against metals. So it's a very RNG based. And then a support ability. Let's see what happens when you evolve it. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of the hammer. Like, even though it has a really cool multiplier here, 480 is pretty strong. I mean, this is nothing I would write home. So, in my opinion here, the best items in this banner. Because if we keep going over to the right, you'll notice that these are all the old 5-star items that you could have always gotten. Hocus Locus, Celestial Scepter, Hero Spear, the Axes, etc., etc. So, like, these are just common, and you'll be getting more of these over time. So you might actually be able to evolve these ones. But the featured items. So the featured items that you'd really be looking at is if you are going a mage-based damage class, like specifically trying to level up a sage, you'd probably want this Metal Slime staff. It looks very powerful. It comes right off the bat with 2 A-slot abilities. And Kaboom is a nice AoE damage. And then the other thing is, so like this armor is pretty sweet. The instant accelerate, and then the Metal Slime robe with the bang lore, increasing your bang by 30%. So if you can combine these two, the staffs, or any staff that has bang, kabang, any of those bang abilities with this robe, you can get a lot of additional damage out of it. And then for healing, you have this right here, which you really want. This is the best robe bottom for any healing classes. I've never seen a high yet in this game. So we're only like 3 weeks into the game, 2 weeks into the game. We've only seen 3 banners now. But by far, this bottom is the best that we've seen for a healing class. And then overall, the other things. I don't think that you really want to be pulling for this banner. So if you have already gotten 3 Metal Slime weapons, I don't think you really need to bother with this. Even if you got 2 Metal Slime weapons, I would personally prefer to be pulling on the Erdic banner. And I'd still be going here. So like, we'll just take a real quick look here at why. So like, this ability, 400% against everyone, is really strong already. An A and a B. The shield is just better. The shield is one of the best items in the game currently. So overall, I would still prefer that people pull on the prior banner here, rather than going for the Metal Slime equipment if you've already started the game. If you're starting out the game, yeah, Metal Slime equipment right away. Get at least 2, maybe 3 of the weapons is your first priority, I would recommend. And then jump right into the other banner. As of now, this banner is only going to stick around until 3.23, so we'll have to see what happens, what they change, and what adjust. But there are definitely some cool items in there, and I do like the look of all of the Dragon Quest stuff. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Good luck!